Welcome to the October edition of TouchPoint Minute. Thanks for taking a few minutes out of your day to join us and just explore how we can use technology to advance the kingdom. We loved our time together with you in Birmingham last month. It is a highlight for us and our team. It's one of our favorite things, if not the favorite thing that we do throughout the year. You might have met at Summit the newest leader of our leadership team. Ronee de Leon she's actually joining us today. I'd like to welcome Ronee to our monthly video. Welcome. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. So Ronee has joined us as our head of partner church success, which we're really excited about. And we just want to dig into that a little bit today. So Ronee, tell us about yourself.
Well, I am from Columbus, Ohio. I'm a Buckeye. I went to Ohio State. I am married to my husband, Ariel. We've been married for 12 years. We have 2 dogs that we love. Some things about me personally, I have a flower farm. I love to garden. That's some of the way that I spend my downtime. I'm also very involved at our church. I lead a Bible study at our church, and I help lead our Global Impact Board. And until very recently, I was on staff there. I had been on staff there for around 7 years. Over the course of that time, had the opportunity to serve in various capacities. And one of the unique ways that I got to serve there was, much like TouchPoint was launched out of a church, our church launched a software company. And so served as the president of that software company for several years and have been serving churches in this unique way for a while now.
So you and I met, I remember the first time I met you, we were in Dallas at the ex-pastor conference, and we sat next to each other at a thing, and you asked me, what do you love most about what you do? And I talked about what engagement was like using technology. How do you use technology to draw people closer to the church so they can grow in their relationship with the Lord? And I talked for that for a little bit, and then you lit up, and I could tell that we had struck a nerve, but we really hit it off in how we first met. I look back to that time. That was in Q1 of this year, which is crazy. In Q2, our leadership team started dreaming about what does this look like as we continue to mature and grow as a software company? What's the next important role? And so we dreamed up the idea of somebody who's in charge of partner church success. So in Q2, we started dreaming about that. We had a number of amazing candidates that threw their hat in the ring and said, I'm interested. And you were one person that came to my mind. Actually, you were the first person outside of our organization that came to mind because of our conversations at Ex-Pastor. And then following that, we stayed connected on analytics and technology and the church and the kingdom. And our conversations they were a little out of sync until this idea came to mind. And then in Q2, I reached out to you, and I thought there was a 1 in 20 chance that you would even take a second meeting because you're leading your own software company and all of that. What was that experience like for you?
Yeah, to be honest, what you didn't know when you called, of course you know now, that late last year, the Lord kind of had unsettled me. And over time, I started to discern that unsettling was about my job. And I recently looked in my prayer journal, and it was in January that I told the Lord, I don't know what you're doing or why I feel unsettled about my job. I'm enjoying it. I love serving churches. But if you put an opportunity in front of me that you want me to explore, I will explore it. Months go by. I honestly forgot about that prayer, and then you called, and I was like, oh, I told the Lord I would explore opportunities that he put in front of me. And so when you called, it was honestly an answer to that prayer in a unique way. And I just wanted to be faithful in that. And it's really, really clear to me. And I'm so thankful for the Lord's kindness in guiding me to this role at TouchPoint. Something that the Lord has really been massaging into my heart with that is just the ability to increase my kingdom impact. Like, I want to give every gift and skill and talent that the Lord has gifted me to serve him and pour it back out for his glory. And so just the idea of starting serving at one church with 5 campuses and moving to the software, serving dozens of churches, and now with TouchPoint the opportunity to serve hundreds and hopefully someday thousands of churches. It's just been a really cool journey to see what the Lord is doing and how he brought me here.
So I love your kingdom mindset. Can I share with you what that experience was like for me?
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, there's no way that Ronnie's even going to take a second meeting. But I felt like the Lord was saying, make the call. And I did. And your response to me was, obviously you and I connect and we have a lot in common. And you didn't share the journal part. I don't even know if you knew about it at the time, but you said, interesting. I have 2 other job offers that are on, like you were being pursued by another technology company in a leadership position at a church. And so from our perspective, it was, we're going to trust the Lord. And if this happens, that it's going to happen for his reasons. And so it was, it may be not as easy as it may sound on the first part of this video, but we were both operating from a position of trusting, and we're grateful that things have turned out how they have. And I love that you've got a kingdom mission and mindset. So you've been here a month, and your week 2 is actually TouchPoint Summit, which is perfect timing, which is great. How are you seeing, with your time at TouchPoint, how are you seeing TouchPoint fulfilling what that kingdom mission does for you?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's just true. What I've learned in the last month is that our TouchPoint team loves the Lord and loves serving churches. And I think we're doing that well, not only as individuals, but with our software. The way that I kind of see that kingdom impact working is that our team and our software is working really hard to streamline the work of church staffs so that they're more efficient and more effective in their ministry. I mean, if our software can save our church partners time that frees them up to do other ministry or get in front of people, that's a kingdom win. If TouchPoint can help church staffs recognize people as they're disengaging from the church so that they can reach out and connect with them, that's a kingdom win. And so I genuinely see the TouchPoint team and our software. Our role is to be a great partner in ministry with our churches, and we really want to be excellent partners.
So bring that down a level tactically. What does that look like?
Yeah, it's interesting, that question, because the truth is helping churches achieve their mission is my goal and our team's goal. How we do that? Well, as head of partner success, I really want to listen to churches. I want to learn from churches and their experience. Tactically, some things that I'm moving into are improving training, and I really want to help churches bring clarity to the quickest way to a solution when they need an answer about TouchPoint, again, because we want them quickly to be efficient and effective in their ministry and support them in doing that the best we can. And I honestly think that there are a lot of churches using TouchPoint that aren't fully adopted to the software. I have learned so much that the software can do in the last month. I think there are probably ways that churches are not fully utilizing the system, that they can't even imagine how it can help them and support them in ministry. So I really just want to help churches take the data they're gathering and transform that into discipleship, because every data point churches gather represents a soul. That's why this tool was built. And so we're going to do everything we can to help churches, support churches as they reach their mission of growing. And I said this, a summit, filling heaven.
Yeah. So Ronnie, I'm grateful you're serving on our senior leadership team. It's a really important role, and one that maybe we should have done it sooner, but we are putting everything that we can into it now. And I'm glad that you're leading in the way that you are. So as a leader on the team, high level strategy, figuring out from onboarding to training to consulting to the services and support team. How do we serve churches really well through all of that? Through very tactical, hands-on. I'm going to jump in and jump on calls and Zooms and meet with our partner churches one-on-one and everything in between. If one of our partner churches is listening and thinking, oh, we've thought about how could we get more out of whether it's TouchPoint or mobile or giving or web or texting or other things, how can they connect with you, or what would it be a way that they could contact you?
We're going to link my calendar here in this email. So please schedule some time with me. I would love to connect with you and just learn ways that we can serve you and help you in whatever ways that you have questions.
Ronnie, I love your heart for the King. I love your mind for business and for everything that the God has in store for you and for us, including our partner churches. So we're grateful that you're here. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Partner churches, thanks for taking a few minutes with us. A couple quick announcements. We have a roundtable coming up on year-end giving, so information is below. We have a webinar coming up at the end of the month with Integris, which you probably have heard of Integris. They do our coaching. I'm a huge fan of Lyle, who's going to be on this webinar with Morgan, but that's coming up on October 31st. And then finally, the last announcement is we have been thankful for all the folks that have already registered for next year's summit. So mark your calendar for middle of September next year in Northwest Arkansas. We'll be in Bentonville. Early bird pricing ends at the end of the month. So grab your spot and come join us there. Thanks so much for everything you do, and thank you for letting us be a ministry partner. We're grateful for you. Have a great month.
Bye.